Why he fighting this? Why? What is his goal?
Do you understand the words that come out of my mouth?
I like the star. That's why
And-
they came through flexing. Oh,
And then we came through flexing. Welcome back to the podcast. With me today, the Playboy himself, Black Zeus.
Playboy.
I never say Playboy. I like saying that, just like as if I always call people that.
That's
Yo,
so
you left
funny.
your water far as fuck, huh?
Oh, I
This
didn't
nigga's
even
gonna get
think about that.
parched.
Wow.
In 30, 40 minutes.
Yo, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Is I wouldn't have thought about that, but now that you pointed it out,
yeah.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
thirsty, and I'm gonna be like, damn.
You can grab it now if you want.
I
You
can
know?
get
You might
up
as
and
well
shit?
grab it right now. We're starting out.
Will these headphones,
COVID. No, take them off just in case, bro. This guy ripped the whole setup up. We got to start from the get-go.
I almost smashed my head off the roof too.
It took me a month to get this motherfucker to come here, man. This guy is paranoid.
Yo, probably longer. You know what I'm saying?
This guy lives down the street,
I mean,
the
it's
closest comedian I live to.
A little paranoid, mostly lazy. You know what I mean? Like I told you earlier, I really did think you were an hour walk from me. I didn't realize you
A
were
7-minute bike ride.
Like, well, yeah, but you also told me a 12-minute walk, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, but
it's not a
you
12-minute walk.
You asked
That's
it in
a
walk.
30-minute walk.
No. It's a 20-minute walk. I'll meet you in the
So,
middle.
yeah, okay,
I'll meet
fair.
you in the
You know
middle.
what? That's Google Maps time.
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah, and it's a
you-
little uphill.
And we're black.
Yeah, exactly. There
So
we
it's
go.
like -5 for being Google Maps, and then -5 for black.
Cheers to that shit.
Yo,
Niggas be living. Fuck, man.
how have you been living, man?
Movies all day, bro. Movies, Chappelle Show. My girl, she's
Yeah.
never seen Chappelle Show. I'm
Oh,
showing her all
nigga.
Chappelle Show.
All right, have you made it through the whole thing yet?
No, we jumping between Curb Your Enthusiasm and Chappelle Show.
Yo, did you finish the new season?
Of Curb?
Yeah.
I watched 3-4 episodes off it. It's great though.
Yo, I really loved it, but for some reason, I just wasn't compelled to like finish it. I don't know why. I tried watching episode 2 over.
Yeah.
Because I never.
Is that the MAGA hat one?
I know episode 1 is where they go to Mocha Joe's,
Okay.
and then episode 2 is when he starts thinking about the Spite Store shit.
Yeah, okay.
Might be the MAGA hat thing. I don't remember fully. See, this is how like I don't know why, but I love Curb.
Yeah.
I own
Oh.
every season. Like I own the box sets.
Oh, actually?
Bruh, like I love.
Oh,
Curb.
you're that level.
And I don't know why. I just
It's such a good. How would you describe Curb versus Seinfeld?
better in every
Curb
way.
takes way more.
Yeah.
They take way more risks, especially with racial stuff.
Yeah, but you can on HBO. So I don't like.
You're right. It's a network thing too.
Yeah. So I try not to go with that. I try to go with like the writing and the jokes. Just I feel like everything that hits. See, Seinfeld was a slow burn for me. I think for a lot of people our
Come
age,
closer to your mic, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people our age, or at least from like my friends and shit that I've talked to, we kind of all hated Seinfeld when we were young.
Man,
But
I
if
was
you
into it hard.
From the jump.
Yeah.
Like how old were you?
11.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you? Okay. Would you?
No,
say that-
I'm missing half the jokes.
That-
but
that's
something
what-
about the Kramer's like, whoa, this guy's not racist. For sure, he's funny.
Okay, so you actually were drawn to the characters and shit.
Yeah, 100%.
For me, because I didn't get any of the actual inside like adult humor, because I hadn't lived any type of adult life yet.
Yeah,
I was like, this is
you're
trash.
missing a lot of
I was
it.
like, this is trash. So
The
I just
Simpsons like that.
The
You will go back and
what?
watch Simpsons as you get older. There's more and more bits you
But that still
understand.
plays to kids.
But
too.
yeah, so you're still getting that base level.
Like, cause, yo, I feel like even the kid shows from back in the day, like, look at something like Hey Arnold. Like The Simpsons is more adult than Hey Arnold, but I think I've gone back and watched like Hey Arnold in my older years, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like picking up shit. Recess even. Like, I feel like our shows just were more layered growing up.
Yeah, well, you know what? Even now, you know what does a good job of that? Pixar. If you ever watch a Pixar movie, man, adults and children are laughing. Toy Story 4, Toy Story 3,
Of course,
like
But
those
movies are
high-level
separate.
Pixar.
Because we're talking TV.
Okay. Well, man, what's it called? Adventure Time or whatever that show's called? That show is fucked,
Yep.
bro. That's almost geared toward like stoner young adults.
Yeah, that is.
It's like for kids, but like all the bits, I'm like, what the fuck? This is like all
super
for
adult.
Yeah.
You know what that show? There was a show called Cow and Chicken. You remember Cow and Chicken?
Was it on Cartoon Network? I didn't get that shit till late.
Teletoon. Because in
Yeah.
Canada we had Teletoon.
I didn't get that till late. I just had YTV.
Okay. But like it was a show about a cow and chicken.
Yeah,
90,
I figured.
90s show.
I figured that.
They're brothers.
Yeah.
and their parents are humans.
which is okay.
90s.
No one's asking questions.
Exactly. But there was like, I still remember this. Yo, I looked it up on YouTube, and this is a very 90s written scene. But there was a all-female biker gang that ran through a scene, and they kicked down the door and just started eating the carpet.
Yo, what?
Yo.
What?
If you go on YouTube and type in cow and chicken, carpet munchers,
That's
like
so
that.
fucking funny. That's just for the parents to be like
and
giggling.
that's like
you know?
literally... Like, it doesn't surprise me that Disney and stuff would like. I don't know necessarily if it's real because I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Like the penis thing in Little Mermaid.
Well,
That's real.
I don't know that. What's that?
So on the cover, you know how like Disney has a bunch of these like they hide sexual fucking messages and
Yeah. This
you know,
weird
conspiracy,
innuendo. Yeah, like
So on the cover
anti-Semitic shit.
of the Little Mermaid, one of the pillars is a dick. And like the priest or whatever that's like marrying them at the end has like a hard on, like you can see visibly in his pants, like in the original like release.
Why would they?
Why did you animate that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, there's a board. Like, make sure there's a little sexual thing in there. Like, the future will know. You know, like, why? What's the gain? Is that just the artist trying to leave a little artifact? The animators trying to just leave a little thing
But
in
why
there?
that though? Why that specific?
'Cause
Why
it's
is there always
funny.
sexual stuff?
Because it's the funniest thing. It's the most daring
It is
thing.
pretty
You know what I
hilarious,
mean?
To be honest,
Right?
Do you know any of them?
You know what? You ever heard of Wizard of Oz? How the one Oompa Loompa hung himself on set,
In the
and
back,
it's
yeah.
in the and it's
Oompa Loompas Wonka Factory.
okay. No, the little people
Munchkins,
before
yeah,
that.
yeah. Someone did hang themselves.
Yeah,
on the set of-
like real suicide. So
I forget
that
the
type
actual
of
story
shit,
behind it, but there was like depression or something.
probably I would
That person
imagine.
was I mean, I don't know. That whole movie's like got a bunch of weird, dark, twisted shit.
Imagine being
like,
on set for that. It must be so
conspiracies.
eerie. Like, what the fuck is going on?
There's
here?
a lot of conspiracy. Yo, the sex in the Lion King.
What sex?
No. Like,
Who
okay,
fucks?
so there's a scene where Mufasa like is with Simba or whatever. Someone like it's one of the
Simba's
lions.
rolling around with Nia or whatever her name is.
No. Like they're not fucking. Like okay, so this is a reach, but this is one of the theories.
As long as you say it's a reach. As long as you acknowledge that. Right. Keep an open mind, but listen to this.
Like I've seen the videos, but they're
Yeah.
YouTube videos, so I take that with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Like,
So what happened?
so in one of the scenes, like one of the lions is on like a rock or whatever, and there's dust all on the fucking rock.
Yeah.
And they're like on all fours, and then they drop to just lay down.
Yeah.
And the dust kicks up, and as the dust kicks up, it spells sex.
What the fuck, dude? Dude, what? It's that kind of stuff I don't like. What? Why? You know, what's the gain? Like these weird incel like animators, like
Yo, but to be fair though, at least they were just doing that and not fucking driving rentals into people. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But you would think back then, well, why not like try to write like nigger or something like that? You know?
All right, there's another one.
Like, why is it always like sex, pussy hole?
In
Like,
Aladdin.
yeah.
Um,
Is that sand nigger somewhere? When the sand goes up, when that carpet scene, go watch that carpet scene again.
in the world, sand niggers wear everything. Maybe just slip
But what
in.
happened in Aladdin though?
So the scene where they sing "I Will Show You the World,"
Yeah.
where he leans in to whisper to her, "Take off your clothes."
He says that, or that's just the theory.
That's again. I don't remember watching the original cuts of these. I did watch them as a kid. I had the VHSs for Aladdin and shit, but I don't have them anymore. I can't go back and be like, look, this is an original VHS. All I've seen is the YouTube ones.
Disney.
The Little Mermaid one though is confirmed.
That's
Like,
factual.
That is
That's- yeah.
factual. I know that one for sure is factual.
Disney's fucked like that. They drove so much of that like low level like. They almost drive the times like sensibilities. Like I was watching a thing. All the Disney villains, pretty much in all the original movies, the villain is always a darker complexion than the protagonist. Always Mufasa, Scar, right? Right?
Yeah.
Like in Tarzan, the one
Think
dude
about
is
the Tarzan.
literally a gorilla.
So many classics.
How
Think about
racist
from
is
the Lion
that?
King
He's
to
literally
Tarzan.
a gorilla.
True.
No, I'm kidding. That's true. The bad person in Tarzan is the fucking leopard or whatever the fuck it
Okay,
is.
I don't remember.
But look, this was across the board. There was given a lot of examples, and I can only come up with that Scar Mufasa one right now. But trust
You
me
had
on this.
one example. You told me all of them, and then
Yeah.
you had one.
Yeah.
Wait, let me think. Let's think about this.
hate
though.
myself.
What are some Disney classics? All right, so we had Aladdin.
Aladdin, Jafar, dark.
I don't think Jafar's darker complexion though. I think they were all brown.
No, he's a darker brown.
Like they had
trust
white
me.
voices. It was Aladdin voiced by Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but Aladdin was
I like that
Aladdin
you said.
was
What is
brown.
voicing? People always have 3 names. You know, James Earl
Jonathan Taylor
Jones.
Thomas, James Earl Jones. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Robin Will Eames.
Yeah, right.
Fuck. I think I had another one. I don't know, man.
Tarzan. Okay, Beauty and the Beast. The Beast was clearly a black dude. You know what I mean? Clearly a
It's all
black guy.
metaphors. You know what I mean? And then
right?
they gave us one movie, Princess and the Frog. Princess and the Frog has the best Disney villain. Like,
What was that villain?
it was like I don't know. I watched it with my sister when she was much younger. I don't remember it exactly, but I remember like the villain being really well written. But of course, it was a nigga, so they're like, "Yo, we'll make this the best nigga."
This is
you know what I mean?
the
Like we
nigga.
actually get to use a nigga this time, and you know they're not dropping A's.
Did they say it?
No.
No. Yeah.
I know in the kids' princess movie.
Yeah, it was when the sand blew
Nigga!
up. You got to look at the wind when it blows.
To be honest, though, nothing about that is surprising to me.
Oh, Pocahontas was the opposite. The evil
White guy.
person was the white guy.
But I mean, you can't.
But that's just history.
That's history. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
That's history. What's it called?
They could have fucked it
Move
up.
on though.
Well, the Hun was dark, bro. The Huns were a little darker. They were like jungle Asians, you know, Mongolians. The Mongols. Genghis Khan and all those things. Bro,
Yo, apparently,
Mulan
like,
was one of my favorite
Asians
ones.
is related to Genghis Khan.
He fucked everybody. He had
He
like
fucked everybody.
he had like 1,000 kids like 1,000 years ago. Do the math
Yo,
on that shit.
Isn't that wild?
Bro, I read there's a
I don't know
Dan
if that
Carlin.
stat's actually right. I know there is a stat something like that. 1 in something Asians, it has lineage to Genghis Khan's blood.
That's how they used to do it back in the day, man. I watched this whole I forget what it's called, but it's about the rise of the Khans or something. That may even be a Star Trek movie. I'm not even sure, but like, yeah, I think that's a Star Trek sequel. But like, it's a 6-hour special about the Mongols and Genghis Khan and all that shit.
Yeah.
And they would just kill. They would take a town, kill all the men and children, rape the women, and then like kill them.
Yeah.
And just like, bro, they used to kill, like they used to do accounting on, like they'll be like, go destroy that. They'll tell a general, go destroy that town.
Yeah.
And just to make sure that they got the right, they would cut ears off.
Holy shit.
And they would have wagons, horse-drawn, multiple wagons with bags full of just ears to count for the people that they killed. Just the ears they would cut. How next
so
level is
one
that
ear
shit?
per person?
I don't know, because you know, like
That's wild,
the
bro.
lazy killers are doing 2 ears. Wow, you know what I mean?
That's wild.
Yeah, man, they were killing like crazy and they were raping like crazy. Back then, if you're a woman, they were all trying to like kill themselves whenever the city's getting sieged or some shit, because it's not going to be a good ending for them. You know?
Jesus.
Yeah,
How did you
man.
get there from Disney?
What?
Oh, Genghis Khan.
The Mulan, bro.
Yeah, Mulan.
You seen Mulan.
Yo, to be honest though,
That was
none
my
of
favorite one,
None of that
Mulan.
racist shit is surprising to me because I mean, if you look at the history of Disney, it goes back to what you said. They kind of just like are a reflection of the times. In animation form, like in animated form, like the Hitler cartoons and shit. Was that Disney or was that
Disney was known for being anti-Semitic to the max.
for sure?
Yeah, that was just like known.
But there was like racist like Bugs Bunny cartoons and shit too.
They sprinkle like the old white men's, like who are the head of like the corporations.
Yeah.
They sprinkle their bigotry into the narratives of like the children's cartoons. You know, so like they almost set up the next generation of like.
Yo, to be
hate.
fair though, that is how that shit works.
Yeah, they're not gonna be
That
like.
is exactly how that shit works. I mean,
So yeah, so like they're gonna write a story and be like, and the man who saves everyone and triumphs over the evil white person is a black man. It's like, no, make it a fucking white dude is the one who's triumphing. You know?
that's the whole thing behind representation. There's like that's the major thing is that there aren't people of many walks of life in these writers' rooms and in these places to actually form these narratives. So these narratives have been historically written by white people who have lived like white lives of variation. But I mean, if you're getting to the point where you're in like a writer's room and you're writing like, you know, like The Simpsons, like
Yeah,
those are
that's
all
all
Harvard.
white.
Those
Yeah.
are all like Harvard dudes. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, you get a Conan O'Brien who's actually kind of in touch with the
Popular media
everyman.
and, like,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But for the most part, like those niggas were all writing like mathematical jokes and shit. Like I mean, that's to the nerdiest degree. But there's other people who I'm sure have much more negative viewpoints that are in these positions.
You're right, but
That
also
are able to form narratives that influence people.
that's a slippery slope too. Because like I remember, that you probably
Can
watched
send me
that
clip,
YouTube.
by the way, that's a really good clip.
Which clip?
Whatever I just said, that was some smart shit.
Oh, 100%, man. That's high level. That's high level as fuck. And this part's gonna be in it too. That was high level, bro. Black Zeus, follow that shit, yo. Still.
I like how we could be like actually in a real conversation and they're
just dip out of it with just
breaks
fucking like degeneracy.
That's been our thing for like day one. Where the fuck does that come from?
I don't know. No, it comes from Boondocks. That's where it comes from.
Oh, sing me, yeah.
That's where it comes from. We've been doing that.
I'm back.
Yo, we're talking about the writer's room. It's one thing to be like, yo, they're all white, so it's not going to be representative, and it won't be. But it's also another thing to be like, yo, we're going to cast the writer's room. We want 3 women, 3 white men, 2 black men. That product is skeptical. I don't know about that
That's
product.
also true.
You got to do it by merit. If it's all white dudes that get into that room, so be it. But I think they're not sampling a wide enough spectrum of people. Like, it's not going to be all white dudes. But you can't be like, yo,
it's not so much the people that is the... Because, I mean, the spot is the spot. Like, obviously, if there's an open spot, if you're more capable of getting that spot or more opportune to getting it, like, more power to you. I can't knock that. It's more the system.
It's like everything else. It's like a network, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the whole structure that's set up in place. It's what you said. Like, there's not a wide enough net cast.
Imagine me, you, Conrad, picture a couple other black comics. We're writing, right? We're in a writer's room. We're writing something, and they need to add another writer. Now, the 2 candidates are a dude just like us, of African descent, roughly our age, or some Harvard white dude. We're probably gonna be leaning towards that dude who's just like us, right? Just because when it comes down to being in that room, everyone is a little tribal by instinct. You know what I mean? You kind of want to be around your own. I mean, I'm not saying like it's a racism thing. I'm not saying they're less of a person or hate on them or anything, but
I know what you're saying.
Reverse that for the white. If it's like a smart young black dude who's super funny and
Hey,
like
my nigga, white dudes just figured it out.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
they
they've been
figured the
leading.
game out, and then they just shut everybody out. I can't knock the hustle, you know what I'm saying? But I am trying to break in.
yeah, I mean that's
Yo, what do you? Okay, yo, wait a second. What the fuck do you think our industry is gonna be like after this shit? Because let me tell you, the first thing that
That's a
goes
scary
on
question,
on
man.
the
Fuck.
budget, on people's budget, when you no longer have like expendable income, is the entertainment dollar, is the extra little shit. Because now you're worried about like having food on your table. Like the mentality is slowly shifting. I feel like people are like, I don't know, man. I'm sure you stood in the lines at the grocery stores, which you've never done before.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
first
weird
world
feeling.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm still very grateful that I have a grocery store.
we're still getting in. There's still food. Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? There's
So
still a lot of shit. So
you're not in line for that long,
30 minutes the other day,
but still, like,
which is not that long.
you can
I'm
get
just-
a
but, like,
week's worth of food for 30 minutes of waiting. That's
and
not
honestly,
yeah.
I was very appreciative because that time they were finally, like, my local grocery store finally started actually enforcing so many people in the store at one time.
Yeah.
And so when I got in there,
It was nice and like
it wasn't even that, there was no lineups. It was dead.
Yeah.
There was like, I think 30 people they allowed in the whole grocery store, and it's like a warehouse.
yeah, and you're gonna be in line at that checkout normally anyway. So it's like
No.
I'll do the line outside first.
Exactly.
And go into a dead store.
For real though,
Yeah,
for
right?
real, you kind of are just taking the line up front.
Yeah.
And it's a much better experience.
You know who's
I can
making a
save
real
it to.
killing in all of this, bro? Is that those people making those. Remember the social distance stickers that they were putting on the ground? Those
shit.
whoever's making those stickers,
Yeah,
is
but that's
killing.
like only so temporary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they've been bought, bro.
They've been bought.
You can't return them. You can't take a sticker off the ground and be like, "Thanks, we rented these."
Here's one thing that's kind of conspiracy-ish that I am fixated on, because anytime something like this happens, I mean, we lived through 9/11, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to get into the, like, yo, 9/11, da-da-da, inside job type shit. I'm not even going to get into that.
Yeah, but
9/11 is an event that actually occurred.
Jet
and
fuel
what
can't burn
happens,
steel beams.
This nigga. And
Can't melt.
you're
Inside job. Sorry, continue.
all like the side of this that I am gonna like go into is the fact that a very real event did occur, and a much smaller scale, because this is now affecting the world over. And I'm not like, it is a major event that people are becoming like fearful in. These are times where people are becoming fearful. And these are times where like politicians or people that, you know, don't necessarily have our best interests in mind find and seize this opportunity to look at what the Liberal Party did just in Canada. Bro, like this, we're not immune to it just because we're Canada. As they were passing this emergency care benefit act or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the emergency benefit relief.
The Liberal Party tried to sneak in a fucking like a mandate that said that they could change taxation laws without calling Parliament into session. So they could just do it at a whim. And obviously they gave like their nice fluffed up reason for doing it, but all the other parties, like literally every leader from the other parties came out and was, I can't believe I'm talking politics right now.
I didn't even know this. I don't follow politics at all. So
bro, the fact that I have started to actually, not necessarily that I'm engaged as much, but I am definitely way more informed. You know,
bro,
like properly informed.
You are undergoing the transformation, and I see this as a friend. You are becoming a knowledge nigga.
Right? I'm conspiracy Negro. I'm turning into
Soon you're gonna have circular glasses, talking about all the evils of the white. You never even knew.
We've known about all this shit.
Noah's Ark was a black Noah was a black man.
I mean, go back to that 9/11 thing, bro. Like that happened, and somehow all these countries ended up in Iraq.
Yeah,
like
for oil. Yeah, they just take advantage of it. It's
bingo.
Not connected in the sense that.
And that is when the NSA was formed. That is when all those fucking rights got stripped, and it became legal.
The monitoring,
the surveillance state, all that type of shit. That is literally the genesis of that shit.
They're saying that one of the main conspiracies going around. They're saying, as a result of all this COVID pandemic stuff, which I heard from a couple people. The government is going to move on this opportunity to be like, everyone put chips in you, chips that monitor what you have sickness-wise. Yeah, and then it's like, we won't let you into this building if you don't have the chip that confirms that you're in this state of health. You know what I mean? That would be the government taking it. That's the next. And I did watch Contagion, so it's very similar. Yeah, I think I may have just mixed it all up. To be honest,
again, we can talk conspiracies all day, my nigga. That is what's called predictive programming, where these things are written, produced, and like given to the masses so that you take in the idea and it's normalized to you, so that if shit actually goes down, your brain has already been exposed. These are like CIA tactics. Like, man, I've
you've gone
over
deep,
my
bro.
years, my nigga. Like, I have books.
Yeah,
like, I have actual books on. I am turning into knowledge.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you are, man. This nigga's got incense.
Yo, I'm 30 now.
Learning.
This isn't high school anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Anunnaki lizard people in the.
When you start learning Swahili at 30, that's not a good sign. This nigga, he's gone.
Let me talk to you about Kemet, my brother.
Yeah, right.
The northeast region of Africa.
Yeah.
From the Nile River all the way down to South Africa. No.
Bush did that shit.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I see this shit playing out. It feels like what happened during 9/11 times could very easily happen again, and we're seeing
in a different kind of way.
In a different kind of way. We're talking, bro. Like, and this shit isn't conspiracy. There is a fucking state of address by George Bush Sr. where he talks about like that New World Order shit that conspiracy theorists are always talking about. This nigga like said it on national television. He's like, a New World Order is coming and it will come.
Yeah,
like, it's like
but
some of the, I don't. Who knows how
those words, New World Order, they trigger people like, oh shit, Illuminati. Yeah, but it's just like that. His speechwriter probably shouldn't have written New World Order because people cling to New World Order. It's like these people have people that write their speeches for them. Like, we think like politicians are so smart. It's just a system of like, it's almost like it's old people Hollywood. You know what I mean? It's like old white people's Hollywood is politics.
This is some good ass water, bro.
Yeah, it's high level. Yeah, and you killed that shit quick too.
It's delicious. Quick. What do you mean? I feel like I paced myself. I don't need it for the whole episode.
Oh shit, this guy. He's like, I
save myself
my thirst
one last gulp.
Yeah, that's my boy right there. That's when you make a real big point. By the way, that's the point. That's
I stir it around a little bit. Yeah, I stir it around a little bit like it's brandy.
Yeah. And that's why I'm running for mayor.
Ah shit. But yeah, so what do you think the state of comedy is going to be like after all this?
It's gonna be weird, man, because it's like, let's assume that Italy is 2 to 3 weeks ahead of us. Italy's starting to see a decrease in new cases, so they've plateaued. The acceleration has plateaued and it's dropping now. So they have less new cases every day, and they're 3 weeks ahead of us. Let's say we follow that trajectory kind of thing because we've been cutting everything off. So in a month, cases are dropping. They're dwindling down. So give it another month, and things are back to normal in the sense that people are back in the office and stuff like that.
I actually don't think a lot of people are going to go back to offices.
You think this is going to stir like a whole new work from home?
Because I mean, think of how many companies, you know how expensive real estate is? Like,
oh, bro, I used to work in San Francisco, man. So many people wouldn't have offices. We would just meet twice a week in a coffee shop and just touch base.
that shit's so expensive.
It's mad.
So out here, I feel like a lot of
crazy
companies
expense,
probably
yeah.
just like, hey, we actually tweaked our business to.
Well, they continued paying their office space because it's on a lease basis. So they lost that money either way.
Ooh.
But a lot of people may be like, hey, we got just as much done working remotely.
Yeah.
What's the urge of us being 40 hours in your little building, right? And Deloitte, a lot of these big accounting firms, they don't even have like dedicated spaces. They have like, you rent a space. You know what I mean? Like Google's the same type of way. Like you show up and you rent a fucking bench or some shit like that.
You rent a bench?
Like, yeah, you don't pay for it, but you're like, you know what I mean? Like I book bench 4C or something to work. I'll be in the office day or whatever, because you jump from office to office. But you're right, man. It's going to change that completely. What I'm thinking about for comedy, though, is after everything goes back to normal in the sense of work, give it another month before people are kind of like cool with the idea of congregating.
Movies.
For movies, I see
shows.
hitting back ASAP.
What?
Because just movies are just
So how do you
such
see
a
that,
part
but
of-
not comedy?
Because comedy is not so infused with society
Toronto
like
it is.
movies. Like movies, theaters, bro.
Bro,
For
I guarantee you
100
certain,
years, bro.
certain clubs
That's
in
been
the
a part
city
of-
that have like their patronage and shit that are packed. Like,
Okay, top clubs
day.
on Friday, Saturdays, that would
They're
be
gonna
the
get
same.
shows.
Them and movies are going to start getting populated first. I'm talking about like My Bar Show
Yeah.
or X Comics Bar Show, right? I'm not talking about the top clubs on the hot nights.
I think there's gonna be that first group of people that are so itching to get out,
The hipsters
that
of
they
shit,
do
right?
everything. That they
Yeah.
just say fuck it. They said we can go back out, and they just kind of risk it all. And then eventually, like slow waves of people. If we start to see that numbers go up again, or whatever, people are gonna. That second wave of people are gonna stay.
I
Like,
hope that doesn't
indoors.
happen.
I
Like
hope
there's
that doesn't happen.
there's a huge resurgence of COVID because everyone hits the streets
Well, they're
again.
saying social distancing will be around for
For a minute, yeah.
for a
I'm thinking
while,
they're gonna
like
start
a couple of years.
They're gonna start giving loitering tickets. Are gonna be crazy big after this, bro. You get caught for fucking and just loitering around.
Someone
with a
was
group.
throwing a party, I think in Toronto or Brampton.
Oh,
like
they
just-
charge them like 100,
Like 100 G's,
or
yeah.
something like that.
No, 20 G's. I think it was like 20 G's.
I was thinking about that, man. Imagine dodging on and going to prison for not social distancing and just being in prison. Be like, they told me to stay 2 meters
It'll be
away.
fair, though, man.
I was a
Prisons
foot
are
away.
not the place to be right now
From what I understood, they were letting some people out, like in England and
for
shit.
minor crimes and shit.
Yeah.
In a lot of places, even in the States. There's a funny meme that was going around. It was not really a meme. It's a girl literally on the news getting released from jail. She's like, she looks like she's early 20s, and she's running. And people are laughing because like, yo, nigga, they said I could go. Don't look back.
Don't-
You know,
yeah,
it was like
right.
one of those. But she was like booking it.
Like a running slave.
She was running from the. It was a white
Like-
girl too, so it was like.
Oh, yeah?
Poetic justice. You know.
Oh,
what I mean?
shit, that's beautiful.
Yeah, somebody tell Spike Lee to fucking make a movie about that.
Yeah, there's gonna be a scene in it where it's like, "Hey, you black monkey!" This, Spike Lee has that scene in
Yo, I
every
haven't watched a
movie.
Spike Lee movie during all this. I should probably do that.
Oh, I just watched Inside Man the other day, bro. It was great. Inside Man.
You know what's funny?
The
That's the
25th
one
Hour.
I have been wanting to watch again. I love that movie.
man,
He's
such a
all
good
kills
movie.
that fucking
Such a
movie.
good movie.
Clive Owen's great in it.
Such
the
a good
PSP
movie.
kind of pisses me off.
The PSP?
The PlayStation.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah,
Who's
I
like,
don't want to
"Keep it."
spoil it. I don't want to spoil it, but like how that works into the movie is
Like as far as the ad placement for it.
not even the ad placement. Just like I don't know. It was just awkward.
You know what I like? I watched.
Never mind. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different movie with a PSP. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of Snakes on a Plane.
Oh, okay.
Where
I don't
in
even
that
remember
movie,
what happened.
There was a kid on the plane with a PlayStation, and he was playing a flight game, and then the plane is going down, and he ends up like
Controlling the
because
plane.
of that game. I don't know, either him or Samuel L. Jackson like played the game and was able to land the plane.
Yeah,
like it's
that lines up, bro. That lines up with the level of movie that Snakes on a Plane was. that I don't even remember how that shit went. I just remember watching it and being like, "What a waste."
I remember that line, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that movie was nothing.
Yeah,
It was
literally,
that line.
it was.
that line.
It was like Bart. You know what I mean? I didn't do it. It was
Yo, but The Simpsons has way more staying power. I've been watching hella Simpsons lately. Like between seasons 1 and 11.
Yeah.
I've been going through it.
I mean, I've been doing that my whole life, but
Same.
I do periods where I refresh. I did earlier last summer. I was going hard every night before I slept. I'd like watch a season 6, season 4 episode. So right now I'm in the chill off of it, go on Curb and Chappelle, and then in a year we'll go.
I've actually been off of it for about 6 to 8 months. Like this is something like a year. I haven't really because you go so hard, man.
You have to let
the
it
show
breathe.
has such lasting power.
Oh,
though,
it's incredible.
That every time you go back to it, you're picking up something different.
It's like Tupac's music, by the way, too. Tupac's like music has a lot of lasting power because it's all just general society issues. It's never like momentary
nothing's
topical
changed.
issues. Yeah, nothing's changed. You know what I mean?
Nothing's changed.
So I'll hear like a lyric every now and then that I never really picked up on before. I'm like, fuck, man, that's real as shit.
You a big
you
Pac
know?
fan?
Big who? Big Pac. Oh man, I grew up on that. I pretty much learned English from that.
That's a top 5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, All Eyes on Me, bro, and Me Against the World. I bump those almost on a daily. You know, I do that with albums too. You know, I was saying we let shows breathe.
Yeah.
I do the same thing with albums because sometimes you almost wreck an album, right? You got it on repeat so much.
I definitely know myself in it because music is. I feel you're the same. Music is just such a big part of our lives.
Yeah, man.
Like huge. Might be one of the biggest parts
I
of
had
my life for
two
real.
different things playing in the house before. I had Thriller playing in
room
the
has its
living
own
room
vibe.
and Fela Kuti in my bedroom. Like,
You're always playing Fela Kuti. Though.
oh, bro, that's
And I can't be mad.
because that's the transition of a woke nigga. You start with Fela. The government is fucking. That's the best. But like Mobb Deep's The Infamous.
You were playing Rock Cocaine Flow earlier.
Yeah.
By De La.
That was on a mix.
And that is a fucking track.
Are you a big De La Soul fan?
Bro, and that track specifically, that's my favorite De La track. So when I walked in and I heard that immediately, like
You're like, okay.
you heard me catch that. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
It was a good moment, man. Music means a lot to me, bro. So I definitely know myself enough that every time I hear a new song, like I can like it and I'll outplay it, but I know I really like it if it comes back into rotation again. Cause I'll play the fuck out of a song at the beginning.
Of course.
But a lot of new music just gives me that
initial joy,
but
yeah.
never comes back.
Yeah,
Very few
100%.
artists actually have that lasting power.
Kendrick does.
Because I have Lil Baby.
Yo, the
He's
Baby. You mean the
progressed.
Baby?
Both.
Or Lil Baby?
Both are actually really,
I'm a big fan of the Baby.
I'm a big fan of both, but I actually think Lil Baby. Well, so why do you like the Baby more?
The Baby's got a very fresh style. He's prolific as fuck. He's hungry like Gucci Man at the beginning. I really think he's not gonna come and go. I really think he's here for 10 years. He's the hottest rapper right now. He's featuring on everything, right? That's like the trajectory. You get hot and suddenly you're featuring on everything.
They're both kind of on a similar trajectory.
The
Lil
Baby's
came in a
more
little
like
bit before. The Baby has his own flow. I'll say
it's
Lil
great,
Baby
and he
is more
switches.
like the other dudes.
Yeah.
The Baby is definitely more unique and on his own. And lyrically, I think they're both fucking dope as fuck.
I think Lil Baby's more grimy. The
Definitely.
Baby's more like Money Hose than Lil Baby.
Yo, but actually he has some. Like if you,
Yeah, just give my mama 100.
See, this is what I love about music is that especially in this new day and age. See, I tend to like the newer music less, but I do like it still. But I just think there's less substance. For me, like music is such a big part of me, bro, that I kind of go way deeper into the track than most or audiophiles do too. Like I'm sure you do as well.
Yeah, man.
Like people who really are invested in music, it kind of is more than just the music. Like I can enjoy and appreciate. I love Young Thug, and actually his he's lyrically
Young Thug
kind
is
of
like
dope
an
and
artist.
cadence. Yeah,
He's not like he's an artist first, then a rapper, I think.
but
almost.
he doesn't have like I have a bunch of his albums on my phone, but I have to be in like a Young Thug mood. There's like certain niggas where I don't even need to be in a mood, or certain artists where I'm just like drop that shit. And
Yeah,
I'm okay.
100%, man. Like Biggie Smalls, Tupac, those original guys, Tribe Called Quest, Nas.
Yo, but that era is different in general.
Oh, you're
Hip-hop
talking about
back
recent
then,
stuff.
It was all about substance, period.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't be whack and make it.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, with auto-tune and everything, like everybody sounds the same. You know?
You just have to have a
Which
good promotion scheme online.
I'm not, and
That's
I'm
really
really
what it
not one
is.
of them niggas that's like, yo, fuck this new style of music. I've actually learned to really appreciate and like this new style. But let's be fucking serious. Auto-tune has made it so that everybody, like, you find your pitch in auto-tune.
And you stay in that lane.
You stay in that lane.
Yeah.
But that's why when niggas like the Baby come around, when niggas like, yo, Lil Baby he was lyrically shit when he first started. He was one of the mumble fucking. But I've literally through his releases to where he is now. He just released a 20-track album. Bro, literally, and I don't say this lightly, the majority of those songs are all well written, composed, like lyrically on point. He's actually same with the baby, like they're telling a story. That's the more old style of hip hop where like albums came out and it was a story, like beginning to end.
Yeah, like Good Kid, Mad City.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love that shit, and that always has more staying power with me personally.
Dude, with everybody, man. It's like let's say, for example, you know, Hercules by Young Thug. Mm-hmm. That track. Or Wyclef Jean by Young Thug.
That's a dope track.
They're sick. You hop in and out of them, but I can't tell you one verse on there.
Same.
I mean, and if it comes on, I may even be able to say every verse as he goes, but as soon as it's off, I don't know what the fuck was said, right?
Yeah.
But there's other people that there's a line that just like, whoa, you know? Like,
that's it. My water's gone.
like Mad City. You want some more?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Like Mad City on Good Kid, Mad City, you know? It goes, I was inspired by all my friends to stage a robbery the third Saturday I clocked in. I fucking love that line, bro. That's so sick, dude. That's such a Compton teenage moment. The third Saturday I clocked in. I like that shit because it's like, it's sick because he got the job. And then he told them about the job, and then all these niggas are scheming. Yo, let's really let around the third Saturday, literally like 2 weeks of shifts. I love that, man. Like that line, Tupac, Me Against the World, you know what I mean? Or, bro, I used to work at Best Buy, and I used to take my mom's van to work, and I would sometimes, one time I remember, I would just come in, and I'd just be repeating Tupac line. I'd be in the camera section selling cameras.
Yeah.
I remember one time I came in, I just clocked in, I go to my thing, I grab my clipboard, because, you know, Best Buy, they used to carry clipboards. Like, how can I help you today?
Yeah.
And I was listening to Tupac.
Yo, what was on that clipboard?
Oh, it's like all this bullshit. Like, all right, okay, we got your info. It's like, take notes so the customer thinks you're involved. Like,
Yeah,
it's
so
a
there
bunch
was
of bullshit.
actually nothing on that clipboard.
Nah,
Okay.
it's all bullshit. But the line I still remember, I'd be like, drive-bys and niggas die, murder without a motive while making motherfuckers cry. Right? And literally, and there was a customer behind me who just looked up like, he was so concerned. I said it way too loud, right? And I'm literally like 10 minutes later, I have to be like, hey, can I help you? Dude, I love Tupac, man. And I was raised so religious. So Tupac, I never felt guilt listening to Tupac. Because Tupac would always be like, Lord knows, feel me. You know what I mean? God, please save a spot for me in heaven.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
honestly,
He's
man,
so fearing of God. I was just like, yeah, you know?
Pac
like,
was that first. Yo, I have like 5 pillars so far in my life. You know what I mean? And I mean, I do that because it's like a top 5. I'm sure there, like, as I continue to age, hopefully I get older, you know? I'm sure there will be other artists that kind of impact me the same way. But my top 5 is comprised of the people that have made most impact in my life musically. And Pac is like the first of those pillars. Like when I was youngest, that was when I first started cluing into actual like the looking further into the music. You know what I mean? Looking into the artist, looking at like the process. I mean, his career was so contrasted by all the negative
because all the
shit.
media, yeah.
So
It pretty much, he got pinned to have this whole stupid beef, which wasn't really real. But I came to Canada in 97. Pac died in 96. I grew up in government housing. What do you think was playing in all government housing in 97, 98, 99? Tupac. Across the board, Tupac. So literally, I was like learning English from that shit. And like, that's why to be honest with you, all of my definition of what blackness is, because you know when you come to this country as like an African, you have an African identity. Like in Sudan, I'm not black. I'm just a Sudani guy, right?
You're just a guy.
You're just a guy.
Yeah.
Like if a white dude came to Sudan, he is a white guy, period.
Yeah.
You are white. It's reverse over here. I come here, suddenly I'm black. And my definition of all that, all of it was coming from Tupac music. Literally. And I was so confusing, right? Because, it was so confusing. I still remember in 15, I had a buddy named Aki, right?
Yeah.
This Aki was Eritrean, okay? He was like, he hung out with all the white kids. He was the best skater in school, like jumping over all the stairs, doing kick flips. He was like a beast. You know what I mean? But I remember I used to just judge him because he wore high shorts and long socks.
He was a skater.
And he was a skater. And I swear to God, 15, I was like, one day I told him, I'm like, you're not even black. Okay? Because I'm confused and stupid and I don't even get it.
Me, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And he goes to me, he goes, I'm faster than you. I'll beat you in any sport, and I make music. If I'm not black, what are you? And it fucked up my mind, bro. I had no answer.
Because he knew, man. He tapped in, or like
exactly
everybody.
I was like, I gotta get to third period. You know?
Okay, to go back to that conspiracy shit, you see how that is like that is society around us. That is the society that you moved into. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
where it's like
you gotta make your mark. You gotta almost create your identity relative to what they want, what they define.
And that is
black
what is pushed. That is what's like shown in mainstream. That is like the lack of representation, all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like depending on what type
But
of
that
black,
nigga probably had the proper. See, I bet
he just lived freely. He did what he wanted to do. And
was he an immigrant or was he like?
He was born here.
He was born here,
Yes.
but like his parent. Oh well, he's.
But his dad is like,
you said he's
real
Eritrean?
Eritrean. Like his dad probably.
Yeah, then they're definitely
came with his pregnant mom.
So
you know what I mean?
Through his circumstance, he got to that sooner. I didn't get to that. How old?
15.
Oh, okay.
He
I
was 16. He was 1 year older than me.
Yeah. See, like I was with everybody.
I
but-
was too, but I really thought Tupac. I really thought Gangster Black was the high. I really thought Tupac was the North Star of blackness. I thought being like fighting the system in your everyday work, that is what it means to be a black man.
You know what's funny is
That's how indoctrinated I was into.
I got from high
the
school
struggle.
from white people.
I was surrounded by white people.
No, because I was with my niggas, and then I was with everybody.
Yeah.
But there was like, I had like a locker in every hallway. You know what I mean? Like to kind of.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean? It's like this is the immigrant section.
All
right?
comedians are like that, bro. We went between all the groups
Bingo,
in high
because the
school.
humor is
Yeah.
like the connecting bridge.
It's
to
universal.
everyone.
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. So I got from white people mostly that I wasn't black. They're like, you're not black. It's because I wasn't acting like a thug. White people have the image that you had that all black people are Tupac or like thugs or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to be black, you gotta be
To
like.
be black, you gotta carry yourself a certain way, and I was not a thug. You know what I mean? But I hung out with some pretty thuggish niggas. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't that. But I also, oh shit, I got it, don't I?
No, you're good, bro.
I also
It sounded wet. Keep going.
Yo, that's actually what I say every time. If I cough, I'm like, that was a wet cough. I lost my point.
The point is that like we're saying how the white people around you could define to you what it means to be black. And like I grew up next to Somalians.
Yeah.
And I hung out. I was in a weird thing where all the people in my neighborhood that were Somalians and like it was like Somalians, refugees, and white trash. For the most part, all my friends from my neighborhood were always one class below me or one class above me. If I was in 7th grade, all the kids I knew were in 8th grade and 6th grade. So I was always in this weird thing where I was at school, I was with white people pretty much. And in the neighborhoods, I was back with the refugees and the immigrants. So I was always more white than everybody else. So I always got that. The Somalians would be like, oh, you're so white. And like the whites would be like, you're not even black. You know, so it's like
That's a mind fuck.
it is a mind fuck. And I'm like, what? I got these Tupac fucking lyrics memorized. Like, what else do I need to do? You know?
Yeah, but you know, and this is like, this stems from just whatever the fuck is like being pushed in society is what's kind of forming these beliefs or these ideologies and shit. But like, if you were Jamaican, like the African effect, you gotta not forget that the African addition to the blackness, especially out here. Because if you're a Caribbean or whatever, white people tend to view that as black out here too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're Jamaican, no one's saying that to a Jamaican.
That you're not
No
black.
white person has the confidence to say nigga around
a Jamaican.
a Jamaican.
Yeah, because it counts. It's all the way through. It's black.
But like when they were like, yo, you're not black. When they see you as that, then they feel like, how many white people drop nigga around you?
Oh, bro, you know who it would be whites, but it would also be Arabs. Because like I remember my friends' older brothers' friends would be around sometimes, and they would some white people, some older white people would drop in and they'd be like, whatever. But the Arabs would do the same thing. They'd say abid, which means slave.
Oh,
it was
shit.
like this fucking abid. I remember one time we were hanging out, smoking hookah, and my buddy's older buddy, my good friend's older brother's buddy,
Yeah.
he literally, we're in like a circle smoking hookah, 10 people. And he goes, so anyways, this fucking Abid or something. And then he turns back to me and I'm like 8 years younger. He's like, no offense. And then he keeps telling his fucking story. And I'm just there like, what the fuck? what a prick. I'm a child compared to you. Like, what the fuck are you? How do you get off saying some shit like that? Even till this day, it's one of those
Is
moments
that
where
like
I
Arab
wish.
culture though?
No, that's. I don't want to say it's like. But there is a little racism there
There's a
between like
little-
Arabs and
and black-
Sudanese,
just the
Sudanese
black
and
Arabs.
and dark Masris, like dark Egyptians,
Yo, is there
like black Arabs and lighter Arabs.
Is there
There's
a rift
always
between
that.
African Arabs and like the rest?
Yeah, because African Arabs are like the Egyptians, but Egyptians have such a complexion range.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can have some super light. I feel like it really just comes down to the complexion, to be honest with you. Because there's so much, even in Sudan, man, there's racism towards the South Sudan because they're darker. There's shadism everywhere, you know? Colorism, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that shit happens everywhere. And that shit happens within the Arab community between like, let's say like, within the spectrum of Arabs. Like if you go to, for example, if you go to the Gulf, right? Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi, and you go there as an engineer, the highest level, and it's all passport based there. If you come in and you're English, you have a passport from England, you're the highest tier. All right? England, Switzerland, Germany, these are the highest tier. And then the Arabs below that are the highest tier, like the Lebanese. Okay?
So
and
they
then
actually go based on like
it's tiered. It's tiered.
Culturally, what culture is best known for this thing, and then we give them preference.
Yes, you will get preference and
based on your cultural history and like
based on
Swiss
what your
and
passport
German
is.
engineering is obviously like the best in the world.
Not even that, just based on what your passport is. Like, oh, he's English, he's higher level. They're an English consultant group. They're the highest level. They're Lebanese, and then it'll be like, okay, they're whatever it is after that. And then in the lower levels will be like Sudani, Somalian, Ethiopian, you know, the East Africa, like the darker. You know what I mean? Because it's just shadism at the end of the day, yeah. Bro, I had fucking...
Yo, I thoroughly believe, and this is something that we shouldn't put white people onto, but I thoroughly believe, and this is just like...
For all the white people,
through
listen
life,
closely.
through life experience, from what I've just witnessed, nobody hates a culture more than their own culture.
Yeah, I was doing a thing about that. Everybody,
Like,
nothing is excusable unless it's white on white hate.
Bingo.
White on white hate, we all accept. But if you come in on stage and say, man, I'm not even black, and you start hating on black culture, you get booed, you know?
Yeah, and we're
If an
African too, so we get like the tribalism. Like
We get a little bit
Each
of-
country has like its own regions,
its own
and,
little thing,
like
language.
infighting, bro. Ethiopia is terrible for that. That's the whole reason why Eritrea exists. It's because it's seceded. At one point, all the regions were given the choice. It's like, we either all stay together or you're allowed to leave and become your own thing.
Pull some Quebec shit.
Eritrea left. You know what I'm saying? So,
But is Ethiopian and Eritrean the same language?
well, they speak Tigray over there, so it's like a different dialect. We speak Amharic.
Oh, these are just dialects.
Yeah.
But you understand what they're saying for the most part?
Man, my throat's dry. It's not.
That's not a good look, bro.
It's not. Yo, it's
You want some?
like I don't feel like my throat's not hurting or anything. It's just dry.
You want some mango juice?
I
I got some right there. Right
yes,
there.
please.
Yeah,
I love
okay.
a mango juice.
No, I was asking.
See, now I am feeling.
Can you speak? Can you understand?
Or I can understand more than I can speak, but even then, I'm awful.
I'm saying like,
I'm awful. Fucking no.
can an Ethiopian person go into Eritrea and be fine language-wise?
I mean, if you speak,
If you speak fluent,
you should be able to get by. Even if you speak Amharic, like you should be able to get by. But it is different enough.
fuck. It's crazy out there, bro. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been back?
No, man.
Man.
I'm actually very upset about that.
Yeah, but whatever, bro. Look,
No,
you gotta go back, bro. Nipsey Hussle, bro.
Yo,
There's
I've
pictures
actually,
of him.
the last couple of years, like the last like 4 years, my mom's really been pushing for it. But I've been steadily progressing in comedy. I moved out to Toronto, and I'm like, I can't move I can't, because I want to go. Like, if I'm going for a minimum a month, but I'd like to go for 2.
You're gonna go, I guarantee it.
Yeah, so
You know, when I see you doing it, once you drop your first album or special,
just disappear.
after that,
just disappear.
not even
like
to
Chappelle.
disappear, but to start getting that cultural influence and inspiration
really
for the
come back
next
knowledge,
album.
nigga,
I
bro.
promise you come back in the dashiki talking about my brother. Listen,
Yeah, I actually definitely have an idea to at some point do something balancing like Ethiopia and Greece, and just like the nice duality that is that whole existence, my whole existence, I guess, just being fully Ethiopian and born in Greece. It's a nice setup you got, man. Thank you so much. Damn, nigga, you gave me mango juice.
That's what it is.
All right, I
That's some of
feel
that
spoiled, bro.
25% pulp shit too. Not some of that bullshit 15% pulp.
You got this from the Arab store?
Nah, I got that from No Frills. 169, bro. I waited in
You got that
line
from
long
Luciano's.
for that. You
That's
know?
the line I waited in too.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I bought 3 of those too. I'm not trying to go back in line anytime soon.
I appreciate you, man.
When you go at the Ethiopia, there's this little thing that is annoying, but like it's almost like hazing, cultural hazing. You're gonna come by it. You're gonna be Canada boy when.
Oh,
you
of
go
course.
there. Yeah,
My mom grew up there, and she went back, and
they call it.
they're like, yo,
Canada
you're an
yeah.
immigrant.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. They love hating on that,
bro. But see the infighting, bro. It's like I am one of you. I just like
bro. They love that, man.
You
In
can't
Sudan,
win.
I got that all the time, bro.
You can't
It's
win
so
either
annoying.
way.
And what's annoying is when your language is not that good, because then you kind of come off retarded.
when you lose that like.
And you were born there. Like I was born there. I didn't come to Canada until I was 6, and my Arabic is fucked. So it's like just kind of embarrassing to talk to another adult and like with broken. Because it's not like I can switch to English and be like, look at how prolific I am with this shit. You know?
I've been putting in work over here,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
exactly, right? I've been doing my reps on this side, man. I got Webster's right here, bro.
Say it with me. Aluminum.
Yeah, right?
just
Aluminum.
you just
Can I
busted.
remind you what niggas can do with aluminum? All right. They bought some
shit.
yellow cake.
Did you watch that? Did you see Black Bush?
No, I haven't seen that.
That's still one
Black
of-
Bush was one of my favorite
That's
ones.
one of my favorite
Yeah.
sketches, man. That sketch is way ahead of its
Chappelle
time,
Show,
bro.
Black Bush, if you're not following. The nigga bought some, we
Yellow
brought back
cake.
some yellow cake.
He went to Africa and bought some yellow cake, okay?
Don't drop that shit. I love that dude. For
Most
the love
deaf
of God,
with the
don't.
fucking do-rag and he just got actual yellow cake.
Dude, I love how many artists that's something that I really want to do in my own career. From the get-go, I've appreciated that about Chappelle so much. The way he combines music and comedy.
Same.
The way he brings those two industries together. Like, it's never before seen. No one else
Did
really
you watch
does
his
that.
Kennedy Center Honors on Netflix? They released it on Netflix the other day.
Oh, shit. Why did that click like that?
What?
Keep talking.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Da-da-do-do-do?
It just sounded like it was way better now. I wonder if it was shit before. But yeah, of course I've seen it, man. I saw his Twain special a bunch of times, and I just watched the Netflix, the whole thing.
The Kennedy Center Honors?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole hour and a half thing about him
And
at the
you-
club before. And I saw you posted that. That was so sick. He had messages directly to young comedians, and that was the best.
It's like, not all of you are going to make it.
Yeah. I'm like, and I'm back at home holding up my mango juice. I'm like, amen to that.
Hey, man, nigga. I mean, yo, at least he's honest. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right?
This is a lot of us are, but we all need to be running around with the idea that like, but all of our version of it is different.
Yeah.
You know?
I just want to be eating, you know. I want to be eating. I don't want to get to a place where I can have a draw to perform internationally, and I just don't have to think about money anymore. You know, up until this
You're always
point in
gonna
my
have to think
life,
about money.
No,
even
you
those
don't.
niggas right now. Well, I mean, okay,
Not
coming
in this, I'm talking about
coming
meeting
from-
your basic needs.
Yo, that's very fair.
You know,
But I mean, you see how artists now are like all worried and shit because all their income comes from touring and like I'm like, yo, can you fall back for a second, please? You got millions in your bank account right now.
chill. But I'm talking about that basic. Okay, what am I gonna do for groceries, paying the car, paying the rent? That basic, I just want that gone. That basic stress of finances, and I had that gone for about 3 years when I was doing corporate in the States.
Yeah.
But I reintroduced it with jumping into comedy.
Of course.
But like,
I mean,
it's just a better life.
Comedy is a money pit, but I mean, if you're really passionate about something, you gotta take, not necessarily the lumps. I don't even want to say that because that adds like a certain weight to it, but. I mean, you just kind of got to ride it out and believe in yourself.
You have to. You have to. If you do it for money, that's a guaranteed way you're not gonna make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna survive if you're doing this for money. It's way too many years and too many hours of zero money for you to be like, yeah, but next year though, you know?
I mean, unless you have the support system in place to where
But-
money isn't a thing to you already.
The what?
There's a few of those too. There's a few people that come from money that go into comedy and stuff, you know.
Who's come from money and gone into comedy?
I'm not naming.
Oh, you're talking about Toronto scene?
No, not just in general. I mean,
Well, name
everywhere.
names. Are they like? Have they made it? Are they big
Everywhere.
names?
No, but I mean, there's people that are doing all right. you
Like
know?
Bill Burr. Dave Chappelle said that he grew up. he grew up just well enough to be poor around white people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His mom was a educator, and his dad.
That's
did
kind of the
something.
life I grew
So he
up.
was okay. Yeah.
That's literally the life I existed.
I mean, my dad drove a cab, and we had 6 kids, but it was like we ate. I never went to sleep hungry.
Your dad drove a cab? Mine too.
Yeah?
It's almost like they're African in Canada.
Did he actually?
For sure.
Did you ever sit in the car and press accept on a trip and then go
Yeah,
inside
for sure.
and tell him?
I remember that screen.
Yeah.
I remember that screen, the little green screen.
Yeah. And then me and my dad's deal, I'd take a loonie from the little, he had a Tim Hortons cup that had loose change
Yeah,
in
all
it.
his tips
All
and
of them
shit.
had that, yeah.
All the
Take
tips,
that loonie
bruh.
and go back inside. That
Oh,
shit.
London too.
London, yeah, bro.
Because me too,
They
nigga.
probably knew each other, bro.
About Town or Unita?
Oh, Unita, bro.
Unita.
About Town is the
Oh, it was the
Arabs.
blue, right?
No, the black was About Town was black.
I think
Unita was blue.
Black. I think Unita was blue.
The black
think
one,
Unita was
all
black.
the Sudanese drove the black Unita, and About Town, I think the blue was like what the Arabs rode with.
I just heard that click too.
Yeah, I don't know what all these clicks are. Don't be touching on this mic. Don't be touching on this mic.
But yeah, that's hilarious, bro. We literally grew up. Like, I know the
Same
life that you grew up
experience, yeah.
living because I grew up the same experience.
What neighborhood did you grow up in?
I grew up around, you know where Limberlost is?
Yeah, I
didn't
grew up in Limberlost.
Yo, my best friend grew up in Limberlost. Too.
What was he from?
Where is he from? He's
Yeah.
from El Salvador.
El Salvador? What's his name?
Henry.
Henry what?
Alice.
I don't know.
He's actually the nigga that makes the beats for my podcast.
Oh, no way.
Like, we're still working together.
I got my
and
boy
stuff.
from El Salvador, Kevin. Who
Are you fucking serious right now?
No, Kevin.
From El Salvador?
From El Salvador, yeah. He was from El Salvador.
So we got Spanish producers.
Yeah, it's
both
all
from El Salvador.
immigrants and refugees
We both grew
in
up in Canada.
Limberlost.
I mean,
bro.
in
Yeah.
London.
In London.
We're both Africans that came here. I came here when I was 6.
I came here when I was 6 too. I thought you were
I came
born
here from
here.
Greece, though. No,
Yeah,
I'm born
yeah,
in
you came from Greece,
But
yeah.
I'm like, but I'm still like Ethiopia. This is the Antetokounmpo effect.
Do you have Greek papers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a birthright European Union,
Oh, so what is that?
which would have been amazing for
What does that
comedy
give
until
you?
fucking the UK.
Yeah, it'll come and go. Oh, you're talking
The
about
UK's out of
Brexit?
the EU now. Yeah, so
Fuck.
so I don't know. Like, I don't think my EU papers, like, it doesn't matter now. I'd have to apply specifically for the UK now, which.
You think
I
that's
mean-
bullshit, bro? I had a green card to the States for 10 years, and my dad never paid the taxes on it, so I had to forfeit it. I had a green card to the States, which would let me just go to New York
comedy
and do
whenever you
comedy, do
want.
anything for comedy, but I had to forfeit it.
You had to. You couldn't just pay
Every
the
year,
thing?
the United States gives something called a visa lottery, where it's like they'll give 55,000 families or something in the
Yeah,
world
a green card.
a green card to kind of fix the numbers of their demographics, like if they're low on Senegal or Sierra Leone
But they just
or whatever.
Trump
people.
just changed that, didn't he?
It's still the same.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So we got it.
But some countries have been like blacklisted.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But Sudan is still like, and Sudan was one of the 7 banned countries, and we're still like, we can still get it, you know?
Huh.
So I've been applying. We got it a long time ago. And my dad we lived in Canada. My dad never paid the taxes on it. So when I moved to the States in 2014 to do engineering,
Yeah.
and I got a TN visa, like a visa that lets me live there temporarily and
To
do
work?
engineering. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, our system shows you have a green card. And so I had to forfeit it legally to be able to get the TN.
You couldn't just be like, I don't want the TN, give me the green card?
No, because the green card was expired. We got the green card in 1999.
Oh.
And this, in 2009, it was 10 years. It expired. And this was 2014. There was 5 years of it not being updated or anything like that.
Huh.
Yeah, so they're like, no, you're fucked, buddy.
So could you
Just get
have
TN.
paid the taxes and like
That was
renewed
not
it?
even an option. It was
wasn't
5
an
years. It was 5 years expired. And like, you know what I mean? It was
Damn.
like, yeah. So,
They're
but
like, well-
I apply still now till this day. Every year I apply for that same visa lottery.
Through Sudan?
Yeah, because I'm born in Sudan. It's based on your birth country, not where you have. Born in Sudan with a Canadian citizenship is like pretty good. Like that's like a pretty good situation of applying for this thing. I forget how it works, but it's all based on the birth country.
So, but I'm Ethiopian, but I was born in Greece.
Yeah, you'd fall into the Greek category, I think.
That's so funny because
Yeah.
technically if I fill out a form, I have to say I'm black. Like, I have
Yeah,
to say I'm
see, those-
African.
Yo, dude, one time in the States, I filled out a form, and I swear to God, the cultural section had two options. It was either Hispanic or non-Hispanic.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm like, holy fuck.
That's
Hispanic or non-Hispanic. That's all they want to know. I'm like, fuck, dude. What the? This is
like, yo,
some
we only
prejudice
taking
shit right here.
Mexicans
This is
right
some
now.
bigotry
Sorry, bro.
right here. Yeah.
We only taking Mexican.
You a senora? No.
Senor.
All right, come on in.
Si, senor.
See.
Yo, you been eating good?
Yeah, actually, pretty good. Man.
Surprisingly,
a lot of
like-
salads, trying to stay healthy. You know.
I've been eating, I think, better now than I was because I have so much time.
Same. It was like, let's cook.
I'm cooking. Like, you know, I'm probably gonna go home, make some salmon with mash up some potatoes and some asparagus and carrots and.
You know, my girl's been here, and she's vegan, so she's been cooking vegan dishes, bro.
Oh,
And
so you're eating really healthy.
yeah, and I've been eating a lot of that stuff, but man, it's annoying with vegan because it's like there's such basic things you don't even think about.
Yeah, but
you
you
know?
got Sudanese spices, so you could spice that shit up.
Yeah, 100%. But it's like,
What
it's
do y'all
so-
niggas eating?
It's like
Tofu?
it's like you need vegetable broth, you know, to start shit. It's like, yo, we got chicken broth, man. Can we just make it with chicken broth? It's just the broth.
Well, there's chicken in it. Like,
Yeah,
made
but it's
with-
just the broth though. It's flavoring, you know? And it's like, no, we need that. It's like, okay, can we use fucking butter? No, we got to go get sesame oil and like specific shit that's kind of annoying, and it ends up being like 80% as good as if you just did it with the normal shit.
That's too funny.
But she makes it also. I mean, I'm not complaining, right?
Yo.
But I'm eating fucking healthy, bro. But I'm just trying to keep sane, man. Been going on walks more than I've ever walked in my life before. Ever.
I've been doing hour walks, but not too many people are on the
Out
fucking
and about.
sidewalks. So
It's nice.
I've been using my bike more.
Yeah, if I had a bike, I'd be biking for sure. Actually, I might buy a bike.
Yeah, yo, I mean, it's gonna be clutch
It's
now.
the time of year.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you want to go different places. Like, you don't want to just hit up No Frills and shit. Maybe hit up a different store. I've been using Chinese groceries like a motherfucker. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
'cause no one goes there for some reason.
Exactly.
Everyone's afraid.
Everyone's going to the big grocery
Yeah.
store. Well, you can get way more. Like, you can't get chicken and meat at most of these places. Chicken and beef.
But you get your groceries and eggs.
I can get my eggs and
Yeah.
my produce and stuff. That's what I do.
What I'm trying to figure out is what the low time for these fucking lines is. Because every time I go, they're always reaching the main street. Like, they're so long. I'm like,
For the
is
No
it
Frills,
20
I
minutes?
pretty much figured that, like, just go right when it opens. Because that's when the shortest is going to be.
Yeah. Is there a line before it opens too?
Usually there's a line now.
A little bit, like a couple
Yeah.
people?
I mean, the line that I see is the longest is the liquor store. People are there right
For
when
sure.
right when they open.
It's funny how I was in the weed store 2 days ago, and right before we wrapped up the transaction, the one security dude comes in at cafe on Bloor.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, cops are coming, 5 minutes, cops are coming. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought this shit was legal now. And he goes, no, this just got deemed a non-essential business. So wrap this shit up and get out of here, or else we're all gonna get ticketed. And it's funny how alcohol is like, no one is even questioning that alcohol is an essential
I actually
business.
wrote that down the other day.
What?
I wrote that down the other day, like a joke premise. It's
No one is questioning that alcohol. It's because all those politicians' wives need that wine. So it's like that.
the dependency is real for liquor.
Okay, so that's what it is? It's like we can't just cut this out because so many people are dependent
Well, I mean,
on
the
it.
dependency on weed, I don't think is real.
But is that what it is?
That's more of like a
We don't want to.
mental addiction as opposed to a physical. There's no link to physical addiction with marijuana.
But still, I mean, is it a dependency thing? Like we can't cut this off because.
Well, because there are people who are actually dependent on it. Like when you become an alcoholic,
Yeah,
like,
you could die without it.
Yeah, the withdrawal becomes real. Like you could actually go into cardiac arrest. There's a lot of things. And what about mentally unstable people and all that shit who like are literally? I mean, as sad as it is, but there are people who.
They like medicate with alcohol, pretty much.
I mean,
Yeah.
So I mean, I heard that and it made sense. But
I guess so.
that is literally the government admitting that hey, like
We
this-
know about the evil of
yeah,
this shit.
but weed
We
is not
can't stop.
essential 'cause,
Yeah.
like, hey,
The ball's rolling. We can't stop this shit.
yeah, I'm fucking getting hungry, my guy.
Yeah, man. Let's wrap this up, man. Tell the people how to find you.
Oh
Let's
shit.
land this shit,
Well,
bro.
I mean, fuck. I'm gonna be in my house.
I'm gonna be
for a while.
Tell the people where to find you, Black Zeus. Where you at?
AKA Black Zeus, Instagram, Facebook, all that good shit. I have a podcast every Wednesday, Black Zeus the podcast.
Check it out.
Spotify, Google, iTunes.
With
And, all
run by
podcast
Patrick.
apps.
With Patrick.
Yeah.
If you
You
listen
still,
to the
you
early
still hit him
episodes
up
of
now
my
that you're
show,
out of the studio?
I told him to come do an episode, but he doesn't like to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
He's like he likes to be behind the scenes.
That's a recluse guy.
But yeah, man, I'm like, come do an
He's
episode.
clutch
bro.
though, man. That guy's
he's a fucking
clutch.
wealth of knowledge.
He's a fountain of
Yeah,
like
that's
knowledge,
the word,
bro.
not wealth of web knowledge.
He's a fountain of knowledge, man. That guy knows everything about everything. and can find what you're looking for in 2 seconds.
And he knows it all off the top mostly.
fucking wild,
and he says it, he almost repeats it like how it's written on Wikipedia. He'd be like, yeah, the Mongols, and he always comes in with extra hard sound. You know what I mean? They actually cut in on 1957. They were decided that. It's like, damn, man, this guy knows the dates too. But yeah, on my end, if you're listening on Apple, hit that 5 stars, leave a comment, share it, tell your people about the Immigrant section. That's the only way it grows. On Spotify, hit that follow or whatever that button is. Tell people about the section. I will be nowhere. Check out, I'm trying to drop daily videos on Instagram and TikTok and all that shit. Just stupid shit. Check it out. Enjoy it. Leave a comment. Or don't. It's up to you, right? Either way, we are quarantined and waiting for shit to go back to normal. I appreciate y'all for listening. As always, peace.